Hello, I'm Tokunbo. It's Tokunbo. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're doing a movie review of No Man of God. I saw this and I loved it, but let me give you a quick rundown. So basically, if you're not familiar with Ted Bundy is a serial killer. So basically, while he was in prison, there was this special FBI investigator, Bill Hagmaier, and he was just sent to just kind of understand Ted Bundy, not to kind of investigate him or to make him confess or anything like that, because Ted Bundy does have a track record of not liking FBI agents. He doesn't like to speak to them, so FBI agents in fact don't even like to bother. But Hagmaier's job was to just go to him, have conversations with him. There's this whole department that Reagan, the president at that time, made, whereby they were just trying to understand serial killers and why they did what they did. While they were picking different serial killers, Hagmaier decided he was going to pick Ted Bundy. So it's just the whole journey of how Hagmaier, who Elijah Wood acts as, connected with Ted Bundy, who Kirby acts as. And I will say that it was just the whole journey of how they became from FBI agents, serial killer, to friends. They had good conversations. It was kind of as if you were spying on them, and they had conversations. And this was the first person that Ted Bundy actually saw as his friend. In fact, he said it was his best friend, and they communicated, and he actually told, it was one of the only agents he actually told what he actually did, and he said it openly to Hagmaier. So it was just, the movie is just the conversations they had. It was kind of in the space of 4 or 5 years leading up to the last 7 days before Ted Bundy died, before he was electrocuted, and just the whole journey of how their relationship kind of progressed and the conversations they had. And it was just beautiful. So the way the movie was shot, where there were a little bit of actual footages that they used to kind of make it look more tormentive. I feel they were showing scenes of women, of the forest, just to give you that aura of danger, of uncomfortability. I haven't seen Elijah Wood since when I watched Lord of the Rings again for the how manyth time last month. But since then, I haven't seen Elijah Wood in any movie or in any series that he has been in. But this was so refreshing to see Elijah Wood in. He acted beautifully, and Elijah Wood has these piercing blue eyes, and the way most of the scenes were shot in either close-up or medium shots, so you could really see it was all about their facial expressions and how they felt, and they could communicate through silence, but you kind of understand what they were saying by how his facial expressions was, his body movements, both him and Kirby. There was just a lot of eye contact to kind of understand each other, because most of these shots were kind of over the shoulder shots and close-up shots of like their face, and the sounds you hear, the sounds of his they made shots of the sounds of his handcuffs, the sound of his chair moving, and it was just beautiful. It kind of made you feel comfortable in an uncomfortable way. That's how the movie was kind of like. And another thing that I loved was just how it felt as if you were the one spying on them. They were the best friends and you were just kind of eavesdropping. That was how the movie made me feel, especially with the score, especially with the music, as they speak to each other. Or it was kind of like you're in a trance when they give back and forth, when they talk about other serial killers, or when Elijah Wood would ask Kirby, when Hagmaier would ask Ted Bundy about just a few other serial killers that Ted Bundy had been reading about, and just the way he spoke. Kirby did an amazing job as Ted Bundy. I will say that if you compare Kirby's Ted Bundy and Zac Efron's Ted Bundy, the difference is Zac Efron looks more alike to Ted Bundy than Kirby does, but Kirby just gives that more intense psychopath serial killer but human vibe that Zac Efron didn't give in his own Ted Bundy movie. And then I remember this scene of when they were laughing, and you could just see how Hagmaier, Elijah Wood, was uncomfortable, but he was also comfortable at a point. I will say that, but as time went on, he kind of started feeling more comfortable, and their conversation kind of really flowed, and it was almost like you were the outsider because they spoke so freely. You will sometimes forget that Ted Bundy is a serial killer. By the end of the movie, by the last 30 minutes of the movie, you could see how these conversations has actually finally worn Hagmeyer down. And the last 30 minutes were like the last 7 days before he was electrocuted. And I will say the last 30 minutes was very vivid because that was finally when Ted Bundy finally told him a lot of who he killed. In fact, he couldn't even remember everybody he killed. He doesn't have a definite number. You could just see how Hagmeyer was worn down by the whole Ted Bundy situation, and at the same time he also felt scared for Ted Bundy, but at the same time he believed that Ted Bundy should die for what he did. He told him that. All round, I'm not going to spoil the movie. What I'm giving you now is nothing compared to what you will see in the movie. All round, I enjoyed this movie. It's very vivid, it's very uncomfortable in a comfortable way, and I loved it. And Elijah Wood still has it. Same goes for Kirby. Elijah Wood was beautiful in this movie. I enjoyed the movie. Honestly, you should see it, especially if you like this sort of the serial killer documentaries. You will enjoy this movie. I don't even like serial killer documentaries, but this was very, very good to me. I enjoyed it. That's all I have about No Man of God. Comment down below if you've seen No Man of God and your thoughts on No Man of God. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.